Hey, I want to give you a little tip that took me years to learn about how to manage stress. If you have your own service business, and like right now, I'm sure you are incredibly busy. Your phone is ringing off the hook to the point where it can get stressful really quickly because you don't have a second to breathe. The phone's ringing while you're on the phone. It's not uncommon to get 50, 60 phone calls a day. Well, this little technique is called change channels cleanly. So let's just say you got a million things requesting your attention from every different angle, and you're only one person, right? That can cause stress and anxiety. But you have to tend to these customers, and you somehow got to do it all. Well, aside from hiring people to help you, and the more you do that is, that's good. But let's just say, just for you, let's say you get off like an hour straight of nonstop phone calls, and you have all this stuff to process. It's like a spinning wheel inside of you. It'll build up and build up and build up like a pressure cooker to the point where you can get stressed out. Now let's say the phone has stopped ringing for the next couple hours, and now you just need to do the next thing on your to-do list. Maybe it's work, anything. You will still carry over the burden of that residual stress, and you'll be all amped up like you're in a batting cage. You're in a batting cage, and all three of them were turned on just shooting you with balls the whole time for an hour straight, and you're hitting them all, right? And now all of a sudden the batting cages are off, but you're still freaked out, like like now you're neurotic. It's the ability to objectify and pull yourself out of the storm and assess that, okay, the batting cages are off, turn that switch off, take a breath, and now just go to the next thing. You change channels. You're no longer on that channel. You're in a different channel. Because if you let these pressure cookers build up in all these different areas, you will get overwhelmed and you won't be able to function and do anything. This is where you become neurotic. You can't run your business properly. You get off work, you get home, you're all stressed out, and you're stressing out the people that you love. It can get very overwhelming to the point where you become totally unproductive, and you're a basket case, and now your customers think you're weird, and you're running around like a crackhead. I've done this. So I think I don't have to say anything else. But it took me a long time to learn that stuff. Change channels cleanly. And compartmentalize the situations and the emotions. Compartmentalize the different tasks so they're not leaking out onto each other. Right? Like for instance, let's just say you just like shoveled like 12 wheelbarrows of mulch and you ran it back and forth, and then the phone rings and you get on the phone and you go, Joe's Landscape, how can I help you? Like, you wouldn't do that. You have to like shut that off. Joe's Landscaping, how can I help you? Yeah, you called the right place. Yeah, I'm the guy. Meanwhile, there's a dumpster fire going on right there. You don't let that customer know that, man. Oh my God, Joe's Landscaping, how can I help you? You wouldn't do that. Change channels cleanly. And then, so what I mean is, so you can get overwhelmed and you think, how can I possibly take on any more when I can barely even do what I'm doing right now? How is that guy doing it? How is that guy doing it? I can't do it. Right? Because you are learning how to separate your own head trash from reality and have discernment. Dude, perfect example. My buddy Eric Reno. This dude's got a $5 million roofing company in real estate and like 60 employees. He's got a lot of shit going on, right? I was with him one time. He got like 3 phone calls in a row, and 2 out of 3 of them were phone calls that would make me jump out of my skin. Like, how do you... I have a lot of respect for him, because you can look at somebody and say, how do they do all that? Well, if you spent a week in Eric Reno's shoes, maybe you wouldn't want to deal with the level of risk and stuff in the type of phone calls he gets, right? I'm talking, this is serious stuff. But it was amazing because I watched him get off the phone. I'm like, dude, what was that about? He's like, well, this, and this. I'm like, what? How are you going to deal with that? That's crazy. I don't even deal with stuff like that in my business. He goes, well, we'll figure it out. And then he's calm again and driving. Totally calm. Cool as a cucumber. And then he even starts laughing about something else. I'm like, this guy's crazy. He's crazy. He's crazy, man. But it's a good example. Now look at somebody who is just getting started in their business and just something is like a couple jobs. Maybe like one little thing goes wrong and they're freaking out, dude. Freaking out. Well, that's actually like from where they're at. That's really where they're at right now. But can you look and say, this is where I'm at right now? You say, this is where I'm at. When you can look at yourself and look at a map and look at a territory, like on a grid, and say, this is where I'm at right now, then it allows you to take a breath and go, oh, okay, oh, this is where I'm at. I need to stop worrying about how I'm going to be over here when I'm right here, right now. And also on this grid, there's timelines. So it's geometric and it's linear at the same time. So therefore it's quantum. So, for instance, this moves into like having holes in your personal boundaries. This is deep, so I'll say it real quick and end the video. Because this stuff was really hard for me. Okay. If you are have weakness, or you're needy, or you need money, or you have these psychological codependency issues from a poverty mentality, anything like that, or you have self-worthiness issues, you might tell a customer or make a promise or do something that doesn't make sense on a linear fashion. It's called going along to get along. You might do weak things that make you put your foot in your mouth and get you in trouble. So if you're here and let's just say like you can't get to this customer for 3 weeks, but you're afraid to tell them that because you're afraid you're going to lose that job and lose that money. Well, are you going to lie to the customer and say, oh, we can get to you within a week? You know, I'm not saying that, that's just an example, but because you're over here and you're like, oh, maybe there's some way I can make it work. But you damn well know you ain't going to be able to get there for 3 weeks. So you have to legit be like, yeah, we're currently booked out 3 weeks. And by the time I get to you to even give you a quote, it's probably going to be a month. Does that work for you, Joe? Can we talk business? Because, see that right there? Oh, my phone's ringing. I gotta go. Peace.